Hello, welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here at YouTube. Of course, this is a currently listening to video. These are ones I've been listening to since the past few weeks of September. And since we're on the last few days of September, I figure why do just a September update, what I've been listening to in September. So, yeah, let's definitely get to it. Though some of these kind of go back to maybe last of August. I have no clue, but I did play these though. This is of course from a Whitesnake box set, just Satan Sinners. Good album. Just definitely a good Whitesnake album. Definitely the last before, releasing the Slide It In album. But I like this one quite a bit. Definitely good. Get there. Other one to pull out. ZZ Top's first album. Killer Heavy Blues album. Kind of my favorite ZZ Top album. But still good. This and of course, Tres Hombres, Rio Grande Mud, and Fandango, and of course Tejas. They're all good albums. Those are definitely the best of ZZ Top. Definitely. Of course, another one pulling out, Saxon's Denim and Leather. Of course, I had, talked about a little bit of Strong Under the Law, but I decided to also listen to Denim and Leather. When I saw Saxon, they did play about 3 songs off this album: Princess of the Night, Never Surrender, and the title track. But still, good. Now, I know AC/DC is going to come up in here because I was on an AC/DC kick, but what put me on the AC/DC kick, to be honest, was this, the Bonfire box set, which is just killer. Which, of course, the box set features Live from Atlantic Studios, Let There Be Rock, the movie, Live in Paris, which, that should have been the live album. I don't know, that should have been the, the actual live album than the, it's right next to me, actually. This right here, the If You Want Blood, You've Got It. The Live in Paris should have been the actual live album instead of this one, because it's got like real extended versions of Bad Boy Boogie, which is pretty much clocking almost over 12 minutes, almost around 13. Of course, it features a 9-minute version of Rocker. Everything on this is just raw and very youthful, and I love that about the Live in Paris set. And of course, even though it was released as a DVD, but the thing is, the difference between the DVD and the CD copy is the fact that the DVD doesn't have the live version of TNT. Still good though. Of course, it features Volts, which is pretty much features like mostly demo material for the Highway to Hell album. Of course, the song Dirty Eyes, which would be turned into a Whole Lot of Rosie, but it was recorded during the a little before the Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album. But still good. Of course, Back in Black. But I'll kind of show off the set for a bit. That was the book, I think, that fell up, but just killer stuff. Of course, the booklet featuring a classic photo of Bon Scott. But yeah, good stuff. And of course, non-Bon Scott era AC/DC, even though there is a non-Bon Scott era album in there, but for those about to rock, I kind of like this one a little more than Back in Black, just because Back in Black just gets overplayed. But this is still a good album. One of my favorite songs off of here is actually the last track, Spellbound. Pretty much a criminally underrated song, if you ask me. Next up, since I showed Riot, and there is going to be a Riot also in here, so let me pull that other one out. But Far Down Under. Even though I talked about Narita in the last one, and while I do like Far Down Under, it's a good album, but I don't think this album is as good as Narita. I see a lot of people really rate this one quite highly as Riot's greatest album. You know, either like next to like Thundersteel. But to me, Narita is Riot's greatest album with Guy Speranza on vocals. Nothing against this album. This one's got some good tracks like Swords and Tequila, the title track, Outlaw, Altar of the King, and Run For Your Life. They're all good tracks, practically, but I just think Narita was a little stronger in some ways, but you can't go wrong with any Riot album, to be quite honest. And of course, speaking of, Guy Speranza era Riot, I went out and spun Rock City, which was a debut. Still a good album. While I don't think it's as good as Narita, or to some extent, though I do say I kind of like this one, even at times a tad bit more than Far Down Under. I think the reason why I kind of say that is this and Narita, and along with Born America, were really the first 3 Riot albums I ever listened to. They were the ones that really turned me on a lot to Riot, besides maybe a track off of like Thundersteel. But still good. I still like this. It's definitely more of a hard rock sounding album that still is very killer for even hard rock. It's definitely good. Of course, mine's the Metal Blade reissue from like last year. Wanted to pull this out as well, since I was listening to it as well, is Pictures debut. Well, this is on the same disc as Diamond Dreamer, but for some reason I kind of like the debut more so than some of their other albums. While nothing against Heavy Metal Ears or Diamond Dreamer or even Eternal Dark, I just like the debut a bit more. There's just something about the debut that I like a bit more. It's just a good album. So of course it was released in 1980. Again, another good album from the 1980s. Before I move on, let me kind of show off a vinyl that, even though I was listening to it on CD first, but I kind of wanted to show the vinyl because I don't have artwork for it or anything, because it is an actual copy. I just lost the case and shit for it years ago. That was when I was not very much, good about keeping things pristine. But that's Def Leppard's High and Dry. Sorry if the fucking camera is kind of off or too close, but still, this is definitely still good Def Leppard. This, On to the Night, and their demos are their best material. Pyromania was just the beginning of the end. The end was Hysteria. But that's just me. But this is still a good, hard and heavy album. I don't really give a shit if I call this a heavy metal album. If anyone disagrees with me calling Def Leppard's early stuff as heavy metal, I don't give a fuck. It's my personal preference, my personal stuff. That's all. You can disagree, but I don't care. I just wanted to let that out because there's quite a bit of people out there that seem to want to argue with you on you calling something, this or that. They got issues with it. It's unbelievable. So it's one thing to disagree, but to try and have somebody, to have you, to agree with them, or try, to really go and really change your mind and just, do all this stuff. It's wrong. Don't go and do that. All you're just proving yourself is you're just an asshole. That's all. I wanted to throw that out there. But, so, moving on. Let me kind of get some more vinyl going a bit before I go back to CD. But, this is one I got a few days ago. I did Unearthed Mail on this. This, of course, is the vinyl edition of Energy Vampire's, album, practically. I got this practically from a friend of Jonathan Stewart, who was the singer for Energy Vampires and Slaughter Destroys, and of course it was signed by Jonathan Stewart himself. Still cool. Good set, actually. I really like this. At times, I almost prefer this a little over Sawdust Destroys Free the Beast. I don't know. For some reason, I think this one just sounds a bit more, a little better than Free the Beast. Even though the only thing that was on that Free the Beast that really does, that is good, is the stuff that was recorded way before Free the Beast, which was, you know, like Battle Axe, which there is a re-recorded version of Battle Axe on this, along with the song Motherfucker. But also, you know, Metal Is No Sin or something like that. Yeah, those were good tracks by Sawdust Destroys that were on off that Free the Beast comp. But this is still good. I really like this one a bit more than the Free the Beast material. Stuff like Packing a Pistol, Blood Money, Rock and Roll, Different from the Rest, Footsteps in the Snow, All But the Show is also really cool, especially since it actually features a saxophone solo, and the way whoever's playing the saxophone does some weird sounds with it as well. It's just fucking unbelievable. But good stuff. And of course, Living in Peace is another real good track. It's definitely a great comp, and this of course released on, you know, Shadow Kingdom. Still good stuff. I still like this. Pull this out as well. This is Napalm's Zero to Black. Napalm, if you don't know, were a thrash metal band from the 1980s. Were featured on the Combat Boot Camp, which featured Power Mad and Have Mercy. This, of course, was one of their more full-length albums when they got signed like SPV Steamhammer. This was their second full-length. The first one was Cruel Tranquility. This is a good album, actually. It's definitely not as thrashy as Cruel Tranquility. It's kind of almost bordering on groove metal for some reason. It's not like Pantera or anything. It just has a groovy sound to it. But I kind of like it. This is an album that's really growing on me. It's just good for some reason. Of course, I want to also bring this up. If you can't even tell, this is an Ed Repka artwork. And of course, Ed Repka is just known for like doing a lot of thrash metal artwork. But it's a weird piece for even Ed Repka artwork, because it's not as typical zombie or, you know, creatures like artwork. This is just real more, it's odd. But for some reason, there's a charm to it. I kind of like it. But of course, back as well. I ain't gonna go and show the insert. It's gonna be too long. Alright, let's get back to CD. Was spinning this. Ancelotti's The Chain Goes On. Reason is because Ancelotti just released a new album this year, titled Strike Back. And if you don't know what Ancelotti are, I was going to say for a review, but I just might. Ancelotti was formed by Bud Ancelotti, who is the singer for Stradna Fisna, and of course his own solo band Bud. But this is a band that he started along with like a, I think, nephew or so. It's definitely kind of family members, more so family members than really, you know, just some random members that he picked off the street. Still good. It still sounds a little like Strung Up Fist, but it's still good stuff. Just real good fist pumping 80s anthemic heavy metal. That's all. Good stuff. Got this one yesterday, and this is the album that's playing in the background. This, of course, is Blaze, the Rock Dinosaur EP. It's released on High Roller. Blaze are a Japanese hard rock heavy metal band, and as you can hear in the background, it's very much that 70s, early 80s type of sound. Kind of like UFO or Scorpions or Michael Schenker Group, guitar player for both, who was a guitar player for Scorpions and UFO. And even at times reminds me a little bit of Y&T. It's definitely got a Saxon sound. It's got Thin Lizzy. This is just old school hard rocking heavy metal. That is great. I love this fucking EP. It's 6 tracks, but it's all killer. Of course, Blaze was formed in 1998. So they've been around for quite a while, but released a single in 2001, a full-length album in 2007, and this is pretty much their follow-up to that 2007 album, which was this was released in like 2014. This is just killer stuff, and I definitely have to go and pick up their not new album, but their first album from 2007. This is just good. And High Roller was selling this in the cheapo section for about €3.99, which for US bucks, that's 4. But due to the shipping and stuff, it had to be bumped up to around 11. But even for the price alone, this is just was worth getting. And of course, it's been sold out now on High Roller. Like, I got one of the last copies. Just killer. Of course, it comes with the OBI. It's not a Japanese pressing, it's just something that they did, but for this, they did it. So, of course, inlay or insert, whatever, in the back. This is killer. I definitely recommend Blaze. I fucking recommend it. If you're a fan of 70s, hard rock or metal, or that new wave of British heavy metal sound, though it is kind of new wave of British heavy metal sound, but it's a lot more 70s influence. And if you like that stuff, you're gonna fucking dig this. And with the sound in the background, just great guitar work as well. This is awesome. So until then, hope I turned you on to even some new bands or whatever. If you have heard some of these as well, definitely can post your comments down below. This Heavy Thrasher thing, I'm out. I'll see you later.